Alright, chess fanatics, gather round. Today, we're not just looking at a game, we're witnessing history. We're rewinding to 1956, a young Bobby Fischer, still a prodigy on the rise, taking on Jeremiah Donovan. Get ready, because this is a masterclass in how to turn a quiet opening into a brutal, unforgiving takedown. Donovan opens with a solid d4, followed by c4. A classic setup, aiming for control of the center. But Fischer, even at this age, wasn't one for conventionality. He responds with the fiery king's Indian defense, a signal. I'm not playing for a draw. I'm playing for blood. White continues with nc3, e4, staking a claim in the center and castles kingside, building a strong, respectable position. Fischer mirrors, castling himself, developing his pieces, seemingly content to let White dictate the pace for now. It's a classic kid struggle. White aims for a central pawn roller, while Black looks to strike back on the kingside or through the center with a well-timed e5 push. The position develops into a complex dance. Donovan's pieces are well-placed, and the board looks stable. But Fischer, ever the hunter, is subtly improving his pieces, preparing for the perfect moment to unleash chaos. His knight jumps to nh5, then lands on nf4, hitting White's kingside. Donovan tries to consolidate, moving his knight to na4. The tension is palpable, a storm brewing beneath the surface. And then, it happens. The critical mistake. White plays gxf4. On the surface, it might look like a simple pawn exchange, maybe even trying to simplify the position. But this, my friends, is where Donovan seals his own fate. It's a colossal error, weakening the entire kingside structure, ripping open the g-file, and leaving the king exposed. Fischer, like a shark smelling blood, pounces. His queen immediately swings to qh4, a laser beam pointed at White's vulnerable king. The attack is swift and merciless. Donovan's position crumbles under the pressure. Fischer's rook joins the party with 1 rupee, threatening to penetrate deep into White's territory. White desperately tries to defend, bringing the bishop to bc4, hoping to trade pieces and alleviate the pressure. But Fischer is relentless. He plays qg5, piling on the heat. White, in a desperate attempt to break the assault, plays bxf7+, sacrificing the bishop for a pawn, hoping to draw out Fischer's king and simplify. But Fischer calmly recaptures with kf8. The attack doesn't slow down. White's king is barely holding on, his pieces scattered, his defense shattered. Then comes the finishing blow, a stroke of genius that could only come from Fischer. He sacks the exchange with rg3, forcing fxg3+, and then calmly takes the queen with qxc1. The board is left with a rook endgame. But with Fischer's overwhelming material advantage and active rook, it's completely hopeless for White. The endgame is a mere formality. Fischer's rook, now on 1 rupee, marches forward. He plays re2+, relentlessly checking the king, pushing it further and further into a corner. White's king is hounded, unable to find safety. With his king stuck on the back rank and no defense in sight, Donovan is forced to resign after Fischer's rook lands on re3, threatening devastating checks and material loss. A truly incredible display from a young Bobby Fischer. He took a seemingly quiet game, waited for his opponent to blink, and then unleashed a devastating attack that showcased his unparalleled tactical genius. What a legend! If you loved seeing this masterpiece unfold, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic chess content, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Keep crushing those pawns, and I'll see you in the next one.